Hello and welcome to my channel, Connie Rebel 9. Today I'm going to give you a movie, a film review. I can't fucking say anything. Right, yeah, I'm going to do a film review on this movie I bought some time ago called War of the Dead. And I thought, you know, film about Nazi zombies, why not record some Nazi zombie footage? There you go. Okay, first of all, let me give you the synopsis of the film. In March 1941, Captain Martin Stone leads an American unit on a mission to join forces with an elite platoon of soldiers and destroy a Nazi bunker. But when the troops find themselves being attacked by the same enemy soldiers they had killed in an earlier ambush, they quickly begin to question who exactly the enemy is, an SS experiment gone wrong, or the living dead. Right, okay. Well, actually, the SS experiment gone wrong resulted in the living dead, so I don't really understand that last bit. Never mind. But you know, right? Let me give you the film review. There's so many plot holes in this film. It is unbelievable. It's got more holes in it. This film's got more holes than bleeding a sieve. Seriously, from the get-go, you know, it's billed as a Nazi zombie film, but you don't see any Nazi zombies. They're all freaking Russians. They're all Russians. Because basically what happens, right, is that an American unit, which actually joins up with a Finnish unit, which don't tell you in the actual back of the DVD case, but an American and a Finnish unit go behind Russian lines, because remember, during the Second World War, Finland was allied with Nazi Germany, which in turn fought the Russians. However, Finnish troops didn't attack a fight Allied troops. So you can understand why, okay, Americans have teamed up with the Finns to destroy a Nazi bunker held in behind Russian lines. Which, you know, there's another bit coming up, which I'll tell you later, which is another sort of plot hole in there. But you know, basically the Russians now control this bunker, and they've gone behind there to destroy whatever experiment was back there. Which only the Finnish commander knows what was happening. So yeah, so you got this misfit group of American and Russian and Finnish troops who go into battle. But another thing is that the American troops are carrying Russian weapons. They're not carrying American weapons, and they're not carrying like the M1 Garand, which I'm currently sporting in the video, or the Thompson or anything. They're carrying Russian weapons. Now you would understand if they were wearing Finnish uniforms, because obviously, you know, in war sometimes, particularly prolonged conflict like the Second World War, sometimes there's a mixture of equipment. Certain units, someone might decide, oh well, I can't stand this weapon, I'll just pick this one up, you know, and use that. Yeah, it happens, and you know, I would understand it, but the American troops are in full American dress, so I don't understand. You know, if you're gonna have like deniability, wear Finnish uniforms, you know, and then the Americans just put out there and say, well, hang on a minute, they're Finnish troops. What do you mean they're not American? Oh, I don't understand that. And then there's another bit, how the zombies first came about. Now, at the start of the film, you see this right evil-looking SS colonel. You know, he gets his men to kill off all these Russian soldiers, and he takes this one, and obviously experiments on him, and that. But how this Finnish soldier got infected? He got infected by a freaking dog in a house where this guy was living. Now the guy's fine. He don't seem to be, you know, he's coherent. He looks human, but the dog looks fine as well, because he's sitting there, blah blah blah, and then he bites the Finnish soldier when he tried to steal something which was a bit of a key, but it was made of gold. It weren't a key. It was some mechanical device. It's a bit of a weird film, and basically the dog bites the Finnish soldier. The Finnish soldier then sort of, you know, after a while becomes a bit feverish, and then he gets shot by a Russian soldier in an ambush, and then suddenly he's the living dead. He's attacked some other Russian soldiers, which you don't see, and he then attacks his former comrades with these other Russian soldiers. It's weird. Like, how did the dog become infected? That's what I don't understand. Without the dog being infected itself, I really don't understand that. And of course, any fans of the former police soap opera, The Bill, Jim Carver is in the film. He's only in it for the first 15 minutes. He plays a cameraman in it. Yeah, and yeah, he puts on one hell of a Ray Winston impression, I'll tell you. And another thing about the film, as well, more I don't know, it's that they've thrown in some love interest in the film as well, which, you know, it's a Nazi zombie film, and you're throwing in a love interest. Basically, Captain Martin Stone and this Finnish lieutenant are the only two survivors of the group. They pick up this Russian prisoner who is a spitting image for Orlando Bloom. He looks like a shorter version, a 5'6" version of Orlando Bloom. It's almost like one of the American producers has gone, we're going to have Orlando Bloom in the film, but we ain't got the budget. So they've just gone out and find like the next best thing and find one of his lookalikes who's like 5'6". It's, I don't know. It's so yeah, basically they're finding some love interest film, which turns out to be the daughter of the doctor who created the serum, shall we call it, to create the living dead, which, you know, that was never really explained. And, you know, she don't want to do spoilers for you, but she basically becomes, at the end of the film, she becomes one of the living dead anyway. So, you know, you wonder what the fuck was happening there anyway. So yeah, another bit of the film was apparently the Russians have taken over this bunker. They've taken over it. They've looked over it. They've left equipment in there or something. Apparently, according to this Russian anyway. Oh, there's a radio there. We can call in a radio bombardment. But hang on a minute. There's still two German soldiers in there. They've set themselves up with machine guns, heavy machine guns, and all sorts. No, in fact, I think actually 3 German soldiers. How did the Russians miss them? I don't get it. How did the Russians miss them? And then you get to the bit of the film when you finally see this Russian colonel, but he's brown bread. So, you know, they sort of made this big start at the beginning, like, oh, there's this, you know, horrible, evil Nazi colonel. And then, next time you see him in the film, he's dead. You don't see him, he's not infected, or, you know, he's not even commanding the remaining German troops or anything. It's I don't know, it's a bit... When they made this film, I was looking forward to this film, but when they made this film, you know, someone should have turned around and said, well, you know, this don't make any sense. It's not coherent. But I suppose that's what you get for, you know, both Americans and the Finns made this film, so I suppose that's what you get. You get what you pay for, I suppose. Yeah, and, at the end of the film as well, when they eventually come in and bomb, like they call in an airstrike, and these like fighter bombers come in to take it out. It's you know, if you look at the fighter bombers, they look like Japanese Zeros. Seriously, they don't look like Finnish airplanes. They look like Japanese Zeros. You even see the red dots, you know, the samurai sun or whatever it is, you know. You even see that on the plane. It's like, God, couldn't you even, I don't know, just get a couple of German fighter bombers? Because obviously they use the same insignia as the Finns. You know, Finns use the swastika, although not in the evil purposes that the Nazis did. But, you know, couldn't you have done that? Make it a bit, at least attempt to make it at least historically accurate, at least. But anyway, okay, what am I going to give film rating for this? Because I like zombie films anyway, let's say the action in it is very good. It's, you know, one of the best. No, if you just ignore the plot lines, basically, ignore the plot, just, you know, see it as a secondary, and you just go for action. This is a very good action film. With plenty of action in it, pretty much non-stop, full on. But I like zombies, I like action. The old Nazi zombie combination. I'll give this a 5 out of 10. Sort of average. If you're a fan of zombies and zombie action films and that sort of thing, if you see this in the bargain bucket for like a £5, buy it. It's not too bad. It's like, what is it, an hour and a half film? 82 minutes film, so you know it's not too bad. However, if you're not a big fan of it, then I'll suggest you save your money and wait for it to come on Channel 5. Yeah, but you know, comparing it to other Nazi zombie films, for instance, this old 1970s Italian film called Oasis of the Dead. My God, what a shit film that was. Seriously, I wouldn't even give that a 0. I'll stick a minus on it. I couldn't understand. I've seen. This is how sad I am. I've probably seen the film like 3 times. One time I was sober. The other 2 I was drunk. Probably because that's probably the only reason why I watched it. Because I was pissed and there was nothing else on the telly. It was on the other channel, and I couldn't understand it. What was it about? It was about these people. I'm assuming like that's what I've sort of gathered. It was these people trying to find gold, Nazi gold, in the middle of the Sahara or somewhere. And well, there's a lot of desert anyway, so I'm assuming it was the Sahara. But it was being protected by these dead German soldiers, like obviously the zombies, Nazi zombies, and you know, and I don't know, it just, it sort of passed me by actually, because it just made no sense at all. Whether it just got lost in translation or something when it got dubbed over, I don't know. It just basically it's like this: what you read about the film and you actually watch the film, what you read about it isn't what it is. The film synopsis doesn't match the film. So yeah, that was bad. And when you compare it to another film called Deep Snow, oh my God. Deep Snow. That film didn't know what it was going to be. Was it going to be a serious horror? It started off as a serious horror, like almost like a teen slasher flick. You know, it got all like, it was pretty serious, and you saw these like Nazi zombies who were cursed by some Swiss town back in Germany. Not Swiss town, I think Italian town or something. Back in 1943 or something, and they've been cursed, and they're zombies and whatever, and later on it turns into a bit of an attempt at comedy. Near the end, it's all first half of the film's all serious, and then the second half is it's all comedy. You know, attempts at that toilet humour. It's almost like, you know, they've gone halfway through the film and they've changed producers and they said, oh well, we ain't got the budget to redo the film, so we'll just throw in a few gags. Let's liven it up a bit, throw in a few gags. An okay film. I wouldn't buy it. I've seen it in my local superstore on sale and that for like £5, but I won't buy that film. I'll tell you, I wouldn't buy that. I watched it for nothing, and I'm not gonna watch it again. It's a bad film. That film I'll give a 3 out of fucking 10. It was bad for a Nazi zombie film. It was bad, and zombie films in general very bad. I've seen worse zombie films, but. That is probably one of the worst I've seen lately. But fear not, fans, there is a new Nazi zombie film going to be coming out next year. I believe they've started filming, or they will do in the summer. It's called The Fourth Reich. Now this is another one I'm actually looking forward to. It's British made, so it will be good. Basically, let me give you a quick outline. It started during the early hours of June 6, 1944. A bloody but vicious offensive took place in occupied Western Europe. They claimed thousands of lives. Blah blah blah. Codenamed Operation Overlord, which is, you know, obviously the invasion of Normandy. For those who didn't know. So, but basically, the Nazis were, you know, once again trying to create an invincible army. Army living dead to fight off the Allied forces. So basically, a small group of soldiers, British soldiers, they come across these like zombies in some abandoned facility, and basically start another survival horror sort of thing, you know, but with British troops as opposed to Finnish and Russian troops. So this is I'm actually looking forward to this, and it's got a few decent actors in it as well. Not some like nobodies you got in the other one. For instance, Sean Bean. Sean Bean's in the film. It's a good film. Also, Tom Savini. I think I've pronounced his name right. Basically, Tom Savini. He's the you've seen him in a lot of films. Dawn of the Dead. The original Dawn of the Dead. He played a biker in that. they got at the end of the film, who got eaten and ripped apart and all sorts. And also in Dusk Till Dawn. It was in Dusk Till Dawn, so he's been in quite a few films. Sean Pertwee, he's in it. I think was Danny Dyer meant to be in this film. He's not on there, but I'm pretty sure Danny Dyer was meant to be in the film. I guess couldn't agree contract terms. But yeah, anyway, so you got that film coming out. That should be coming out sometime next year. I'm really looking forward to that. So yeah, guys. And thanks for watching, guys. And I shall hopefully post another video very, very soon. Okay, cheers, guys. Bye bye.